Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio. Today we are on leaf 20 of Shivani Creations 30 leaf video for quilling. And I have to say right up front, I do not like this leaf. It didn't work well for me. Now this is another one of those where she's actually folding everything in her hand and holding on to it. I don't really feel comfortable doing that. So I got out my husking board, but this was the first one I got, and I don't like the finished leaf. So then I thought, well, maybe if I make it bigger it'll be prettier. Not really, or at least not to me. I don't like it. I don't know why, but it doesn't appeal to me. So then I tried it with this style. So and you can see here that I put a different color in the center. And I wrapped it around the pins in the quilling or in the husking board instead of pulling it out and then trying to wrap it around. And that might have made some of this extra space at the top disappear. I don't know. Anyway, I ended up making 3 of those just to see what they look like. And I know that leaf 20 has 5, but because I'm not a huge fan of it, I'm not going to do 5 petals. I'll probably just do something like that. But then I did try it with... I went even longer, thinking maybe I'll like it better if it's longer. And once again, I ended up with this extra space at the top. Now, I did wrap these in cardstock, and that might have been part of the problem. However, this last one I did is in paper, and I still didn't like it. So, I don't know. It's kind of give or take. You know, you can decide if you like it or not, but I will show you how I made it real quick. So actually I'll just leave those on there and we'll just slide that out of the way. So take the husking board, and what I do, and I think I showed you this yesterday, is I go ahead and make a little loop around my pen because it's just easier for me than trying to glue it. Plus, I didn't like the way the paper kind of shifted to one side or the other if I glued it after the fact. So I just give it a, whoops, I'm not in the camera. Let me zoom back out a little bit. Whoops, wrong way. That's a little far. Okay, so I just put it in my pen and I just start rolling until the paper reaches back on itself. And then I just add a little bit of glue. And just continue to roll it until it's secure. So just a couple little turns around the pen. And then I put the pen back in. Except I've got glue on it, so it doesn't want to go. There we go. Alright, so I started off by going up and down, up around the first pin. Now I put in this one, I did, oh, 1, 2, I must have that in the wrong spot. Let's do it here. I left 4 spaces, so there's 4 open holes between the slotted pin and the next pin. And I'm going to, again, like always, I'm going to glue these because if I don't, they come apart on me. So I'm going to go up, I'm going to put my next pin in here, come down, add a little bit of glue, and put my next pin up here, come back down. And then I'm going to snip it because this is where I'm going to change my colors. Now you can measure this out, and I did try that yesterday, but then I started changing sizes and stuff, and I just got lost in all my measurements. So I don't have the measurements for you, but I found this to be just as easy as to just kind of glue it as I go. I say that and then it doesn't want to stick for me. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go back around. Now this is a darker green, so I used the light green. Now I'm switched to the dark green, and I'm just going to keep going. And I did 7 loops at the top. Glue this down. Put in the next pin. Come back around. See if I can zoom back in a little bit again. Try to keep it in the frame here. More glue. Another pin. A little more glue. And our last pin. And then I'm going to glue this down. Actually, let me cut that off first. Alright, now I did wrap these, like I said, with cardstock. So let me grab a strip of that. And that is a darker green yet. So these actually have 3 shades of green on them. And you know what? I did do these differently. So what I did was I went ahead and took my pins out. I'm going to leave that one just because if I make another one, I'll have it in the right hole. And take that off of there. Okay, so then I'm going to glue on this darker strip. And I mean, at this point I am holding it in my hand. I could have wrapped it around the pins. And maybe that's, no, it can't be how well, I don't know. Maybe I did. We'll see when I'm done. That glue to stick. Yesterday feels like a long time ago. So long ago that I've forgotten how I did it. Maybe that's because I did it multiple ways. I'm not sure. Try to make it look kind of like the others. Well, we'll see. I'm going to wrap it one more time. I probably glued it on the pin is what I'm thinking now, but it's once you've got it off there, it's not so easy to get it back on. Yeah, I don't really like the way that one turned out. But that's the way it goes sometimes. So there are the other ones that I did. Yeah, I must have left it on the pins. Because that's the one I just did right there. And you can see I got it a lot narrower. And this piece over here wants to curve back in. That's a little bit better. But yeah, you can see they're all different. So maybe I'll just make one more and see if I can't get 5 of that one. And I'll try to do it just like I did that last one there. So take a strip of our light green again. And, oops, this way. Put it in that slot and just start twisting it. A little dollop of glue. Just roll that over, trying to make sure I keep it lined up. Okay, so I'm going to put this back in here and we're going to try that all again. So we'll go around. Apparently some of my glue didn't take. I like to keep my pens put away or in the board because otherwise I have a tendency to lose them. I hope this is long enough. We will see. Oops. Okay, so zoom back out. Oops. Try that. So try to keep it kind of the same as I did yesterday, or not yesterday, a little while ago. Ooh, looky there, it's just long enough. And I just kind of pinching the tip into a point. And I probably got, looks like I got that one a little tighter than I got the other one. Let's put our pen back in here for a second while we play with the layout. So these two are smaller, so I'm going to put them like that. Something like this, I don't know. Oh, that's not bad, huh? It's kind of different. Let's see, let's lift it up here. Or you could just kind of glue the edges together. Then it almost starts to look like a flower though, I think. More than a leaf, yeah. Now maybe if you just did 3 of them. And actually, this one should be in the center because it's smaller, so I'm just trying to keep them roughly well, these two almost look like they're more the same size. So maybe I should put this one in the center. So, if you're like me and you're forgetful, you might want to write down your, oh, there we go. I like kind of like that. You might want to write down your hole placement on your husking board so that you don't forget where you had stuff, because obviously I got some of these different sizes. So let's lay these out and see. I think we'll kind of just do the same thing we've been doing, and I like that. So I need some of this dark green. I don't know if it's going to be, I'm just going to cut it in half here. Doesn't need to be super long for this one. Does need to be a little bit longer, although you could also just glue 2 pieces together. Okay, let's do that. Kind of give them a little squeeze there, just a tiny little squeeze, just to help line those edges up, and squeeze it that way to spread that glue out. Okay, that'll work. We'll do this one. So this was leaf 20. It's not one of my favorites. I might keep playing with it because I do think it's got potential, and mine definitely does not look like hers, I will say that. Even the two that came closer to looking like hers, which are over here, still I didn't think looked like hers. So that's just something I guess I need to keep working on. But in the meantime, I'm going to move on to 21 because this one just didn't really do it for me, and I don't have a lot of patience or endurance to continue to work on things that don't do it for me. Again, I think it's got potential. It's just not quite what I want. And this, I always struggle with this part, just trying to get everything lined up. This might be a little too... Try it that way. I'm just going to press that in place for a second so it doesn't go anywhere. And that's not really working. Is it? Maybe it is. Alright, so let's put a little bit of glue here. So the good thing about this, and I think I've talked about this before, is that as far as hobbies go, this is a relatively inexpensive one to pick up. And I mean, there's endless formations and combinations and things that you can do to keep yourself occupied and busy and having fun. Well, it's all right. Okay, so there you have it. Leaf 20 is supposed to look more like this. I didn't like that leaf, so I kind of put my own spin on it. You can certainly do that however you like, and I'd love to see what results you get. If you can do it like her, that's great. I tried and finally just thought, well, let me just try it my way, and that's where I got this. So this is my version of Leaf 20, which looks nothing like her version of Leaf 20, but it's okay. I might go and put some little just like discs in there. Let me just make one and see what that looks like. If I do it small enough, that's going to be really small. Let's go there. Yep. I was just thinking I could do a tiny teardrop and put that in the tips. Oh, it's not bad. Now I didn't glue it together, so it's just going to come apart, but that's an idea. If that gap at the top there bothers you, you can certainly fill it in with a teardrop, or if you used a bigger one, let's see, I don't know if this one's any longer or not. You could also turn it into a triangle of sorts. Yeah, this is a little bit bigger. Let's go here. And I will glue this one because I want to see how it works. Oh, that's tiny. That is so tiny. Okay, just making sure that glue's setting. So I'm just going to take the coil, I'm going to pinch a little point at the top, and then kind of pinch the points at the bottom as well, and Yeah, I might want to go this way. So you're going to want to make sure you use the right size, because this doesn't quite fit. It's just a little bit too big. Let me try it on the other one. Maybe it'll fit on the other one. Oops. It is really hard to hold on to this tiny little piece. Oh, I might actually be able to just fit it in there if I wiggle just right. Oh, looky there. Okay, so there's you an option. If you don't like that gap in there, you can kind of fill it in. Interesting. Let's see, do I have another piece of that? I do. I'm going to try it again because I got this one to fill. Now I didn't glue that in there, so it will come out. I don't remember what size hole I used, but I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to do the same size. Oh, they're so tiny. And just like that, man. Oh, there we go. See, when that glue decides to dry up, it just dries up. Oops, come on now. Okay, so pinch it at the top, make a little point, and then just kind of flatten it out to the best of your ability to get those little points. And we'll see if that one will fit. It did. Looky there. I got 2 of them in there, so that helps a little bit. But now I feel like I need to do it with the others, and some of those just got really tiny, so I probably won't. But anyway, there's your option. I think we said we're on week 20. I feel like I've been here for days. Might have to edit part of that out, but I'd love to hear what you think. And I'd love to see what you can, do, if you can do it like hers, because I just could not make it happen, which is okay. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite leaf anyway, so I'm not really distraught about it. But anyway, there you have it, week 20, or not week 20, leaf 20. Anyway, till tomorrow. And this is Georgiana. Thanks for joining me.